everyone, welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Stem.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Stop.
Today we're going to talk about Brit & Co.'s secret to making a winter smoothie bowl, the massive lines to eat healthy after New Year's, and the exciting reason why Andy Cohen is taking his show to LA. Plus, former NFL player Devon Still joins the table to discuss his new book. But first,
the 23rd season of ABC's The Bachelor premiered last night, featuring former Bachelorette contestant Colton Underwood. The first episode of the season gave us a glimpse at the contestants' drama, fake accents, and attempts at a memorable first impression.
Oh my God.
That accent thing was so funny.
Let's all do an exhale because it was
27 hours long.
quite the event.
so long. I mean, I feel like I've been to war.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, who has time to just sit down and watch, like, 3 hours of this much content?
You can't.
It took
a
half
lot.
an hour to meet Colton, the star of The Bachelor.
Yes.
I was like,
Dramatic.
why are we in a hot tub in a parking lot in LA right now
Yeah.
and
Right.
not with The Bachelor?
Why do we have every single Bachelor alum in history, and why are we watching strangers get engaged?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care to see you get engaged if I don't know you. That's how I feel.
I think the
You
producers
should
were
watch
like,
The Bachelor.
No, unless it's like a show, but these were just like normal people, and I'm like, I don't care.
yeah, I think the producers are
Normies.
confused and they think that you watch The Bachelor as like engagement porn. And I'm like, that's not why I care about this
not
show
why.
at all. Like, I don't
No.
want to just see dudes being like, put a ring on the finger, put a ring on the finger. It's like, there's better types of penetration.
Right. Yeah. True. True.
Yeah, true.
But when we
Facts.
finally met the women, I had to give you. We do a rose and thorn here. I had to give a thorn for the 15 Tommy Loren lookalikes. Like
Yeah.
literally, so many white girls.
Yeah.
So many white girls named
So
Heather.
many white girls named
Yeah.
Heather or Hannah or.
Heather
Hannah.
H,
Yeah.
Heather G, Heather M, Heather B.
Yeah.
But I have to give a rose that Australian accent. That was.
That was gonna be my rose.
Oh well, good. Sure, you take it.
I loved that. I loved. She was like, what am I gonna say? She said something in an accent. He was like, I love the accent. She was like, I'm so glad you do. I was really hoping you would. And then she walks in the house and she's like, you gotta do what it takes to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was
I love
awesome.
that she technically wasn't lying either. He was like, where are you from? And she's like, the accent
Yeah,
is
it's-
Australian. And I
She
was like,
wasn't.
ooh,
Not
what a
lying.
little
Good
loophole. I
move.
love
Yeah.
it.
I like the girl that showed up in a cop car. There was like just a lot of different.
But she's like a wardrobe stylist. I was like.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm
Yeah.
the fashion police. I was like, you stretched it a little far on that one. Like, that's a little
But a
too much.
thorn to that sloth.
Oh.
Dear Lord. Oh, that joke died the
Seriously.
second she walked out of that car and she kept it going for like hours.
I know.
She climbed a tree. And everyone was like, sweetie, no,
Yeah.
tie
Well, it worked for
down.
Alexis when she was the dolphin, but Alexis had the personality to
I
like
know.
follow it up.
Alexis made that dolphin a brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was her name, by the
I'm
way.
gonna ask you.
I think so.
It is.
But
Alexis
she thought it
Waters.
was a shark the whole time.
yeah.
Even though it was a dolphin, or was it a dolphin and she
Yeah,
thought it
either
was
way.
a shark?
This
That was
is-
the cutest part, was her being like, I don't know what animals are.
This is the question that we all want to ask. I'm sure of it. Shannon, how would you show up on The Bachelor?
Oh, no. I was going to ask you guys
No,
that.
we want to know what you would do.
I don't know. I think I would probably not traditionally come out through a car. I would probably cut open one of the couches in the house and hide there for weeks, and then probably like week 7 pop out and be like, I'm a secret contestant that you didn't even know was here the whole time. Give me your virginity, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could just show up dressed as Post Malone.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was such a hit. I feel
Post
like that.
Malone in a couch.
Yeah.
You
I think
know
that'd be
what?
Beautiful.
Over break, a lot of my friends told me that they were so attracted to me as Post Malone, and I had like lots of girls being like, hey, if you want to have sex, and I was like, sure, I guess.
Okay, I need to make a confession, my camp confession. It wasn't just the outfit, because I was very attracted to you when
It
you were
was
dressed
the
up as
swag.
It was also the swag. It was the way you were moving around us and talking to us. I was like, who is this player?
I know, inside somewhere in this melting sweatshirt is a man with swag, and he's dying to come out.
Speaking of swag, Colton, I will say the virgin thing for me was a little off-putting initially because I felt like they were putting way too much emphasis on it, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of me.
Yeah.
but he's handling it with so much grace. He's Midwestern. He seems like a lot of guys I grew up with.
Do you
and
think he's really a virgin?
I do, and he seems like a really nice, sort of sensitive, sort of like insecure guy in a lot of ways, and I'm actually really rooting for him. And I hope that the virginity thing sort of like takes a back seat.
I just wanted to
because it was mentioned so much.
I just wanted him to be in the fantasy suite and being like, no, a virgin this way.
Oh.
I have two thoughts on Colton. I have two thoughts on Colton. One,
Thank you.
I related to him that he was a former fat kid like myself,
Right.
except I can't throw a football, so that's where we differ.
Well, you can, just not well.
Just not well. Two,
with both hands.
a thorn. I did not like when Chris Harrison was like, you were a controversial pick. Really? The good-looking white former NFL player was a controversial pick because he's a virgin? Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, the bravery of ABC and The Bachelor to pick Colton. I mean, he is literally a Greek god. Like, I mean, come on. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid they bring in like a person of color or somebody really controversial.
Yeah.
Right.
I
He's
got you.
just, he's not my type.
You know he's my type.
Obviously.
He's definitely your type.
But his bone structure is like I'm not super into it.
Oh, wow.
You don't like a chiseled jaw?
It doesn't
What do you
look
mean his
super he looks a little doughy in that photo.
Wow.
Whoa.
I don't see that at all.
He had doughy
Literally,
eyes
he
the
could
whole
pick us
show,
all
though.
up at once and like
Really?
just like.
You don't
Yeah.
think his face looks a little like Pillsbury
Nah,
Doughboy?
I'm into it. Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
You
I
literally like
kinda
any
agree.
tall white guy though.
I like him corn-fed. I don't know. I'm from Nebraska. What do you want from me?
It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them available there. It's just what you get used to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of him lathering
so
in the
deep.
shower, though.
A lot of him showering.
Yeah.
And also I loved it was like, is he gonna kiss anyone tonight? He kissed 3 girls.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Fucking horny virgin.
I was gonna say. I mean, he's got to get it out somewhere.
Miss North Carolina. Wait, there was 2 beauty pageant people. And again, I'm surprised. Don't they have like royal duties they have to fulfill for the past year?
I think they're probably previous. Are they current
I think
title
she just
holders?
won, though, whatever.
No, I'm sure she's someone's taking over.
And we almost forgot, the best person on the show is the girl interrupted Colton 4 times.
Who brought her dog, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, he's gonna raise my dog now. And I'm like, you need to be responsible for that animal.
The dog is like, somewhere like in the grass. And then she's in that red dress, like, can I steal you for a second? I just feel like we didn't talk long enough. And then that one girl talks to her trying to be like, I just want to like relate to you. Like, it's kind of rude you did that. She's like, totally, I get it. And then 5 minutes later goes over, can I steal you for a second? I was like, wow, this show is dumb. But
then
I
that
love
led to
it.
that moment
I love it
where
so much.
that other contestant came in wearing a snorkel and blew a whistle, and she was like, "Brrr, I heard you were drowning in bitches." And I was like, who writes this?
That's, I like
no one.
that. I like that.
Oh, well, guys, luckily for us, we have a lot to look forward to because it's going to be on every single Monday for 8 hours. So cannot wait to talk about this every week. But first, we're going to move
Everyone
on.
in the audience just looked like this.
Yeah, they're like,
everyone just laughed, actually.
They were like, how do we start a fire on that couch and just burn those people to death?
We're like, we're gonna talk about this every week. And she was like,
What? People just turned off.
mute. Well, now it's time for Build Brunch with Britt. Britt Morin is currently in San Francisco at the Brit & Co. headquarters, but she sent over this special segment on how to make a winter smoothie bowl. Let's take a look.
Thanks, guys. Well, you know, it's the new year, and so you might be hitting refresh on your diet. I've got my friend and nutrition coach here. Her name's Amira, and she's going to show us a really cool, nutrition-packed way to make a smoothie bowl.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
We have a strawberry cauliflower smoothie bowl today.
Cauliflower.
Yes.
For breakfast?
Yes.
Why?
I love sneaking veggies into every single meal, and so this is an easy way that you won't even taste it. You can maybe even trick the kids into having it.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, so what do we do?
Yes, so we have strawberries here. We're
Okay.
going to add them to the blender.
Great. Love strawberries.
Yes.
Berries
and-
are like very low in sugar, right?
Yeah, so berries are great because they have low glycemic index, which is just a fancy term for sugar. So then in the morning, you're not going to be spiking that blood sugar
Right.
up like in the very beginning of the morning.
No candy for breakfast, guys.
No. Then we have steamed and frozen cauliflower.
Ooh.
Yes, so
This is the secret
This is
ingredient.
the secret ingredient. This is
Like
going to
it.
make your smoothie thicker. So
Okay.
instead of using a banana that's high in sugar, you're going to replace it with this cauliflower.
Ah, I love that.
So then we have a splash of almond milk. This is unsweetened, so still keeping that sugar content low. I love vanilla unsweetened.
Vanilla, I love that too. And then what's this?
This is vanilla protein powder.
So you get your kick of protein
Yes.
for the morning, which makes you feel full throughout the
Yes.
day.
This one's sweetened with monk fruit, so if you don't like stevia, I like to make sure that this one doesn't have any added sugar as well.
What is this stuff?
This is adaptogen mushroom powder. So mushrooms are great for your immune system.
Oh,
So
I
this
won't
one-
get sick if I eat this?
Yes.
Or
So
so you theorize.
January, you tend to get sick.
Yeah, the winter
so-
months, no
yes.
cold and flu for this girl. I
Nope.
love it. Okay, and then our last, this looks like chia seeds.
Chia seeds. So this is good for fiber, a little bit of fat in there.
Again, to help you just feel full,
Yeah.
no sugar added.
Yes.
Okay, so then we just blend it all up.
Yeah.
I love this.
Quick and easy. All right.
So
All blended
simple.
up. Yes.
Looks great.
And it's a little bit thicker than you would have a normal smoothie because we're gonna make it into a bowl today.
Okay.
But if you wanted to make it into a quick smoothie on the go, just add a little bit more almond milk or
Liquid. Yeah,
yes.
water.
And then we also, here, we have an overnight chia seed pudding.
Oh.
So this is super easy to make. I like to prep it and have it ready for any time that I'm grabbing it on the go.
What's in here?
So it has almond milk, chia seeds, and then vanilla protein powder.
Oh,
as
it's like a
well.
parfait.
Yeah.
Oh,
a
I'm
little
into it.
layered smoothie
Is that
bowl.
enough?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
Amazing.
You're so fancy, Amira.
You know, I try.
I
my
would just
best.
throw it all on the top and call it a day.
Okay, so you have.
Okay, that's
There we
mine.
go.
Cauliflower strawberry. And then these look like other toppings. Is this mozzarella cheese or coconut? I'm guessing
is coconut
Okay, that's what I thought. Ooh, it's like my snow on top. It's
Yes.
like winter snow. Can I put some on yours?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then what else are we gonna top it with?
So we have a couple options. We have some sliced strawberries, pumpkin seeds, whichever you prefer.
Okay, can I do all of them?
Yeah.
I like to be extra, you know?
We're getting real crazy today.
Yeah, I just feel like the more the better in life, you know? That's just my mantra. Pumpkin seeds, and it's not even October.
Perfect.
But these are, so I've got chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. What other seeds are we hitting up?
We have some hemp seeds, which are high in
That
protein
one?
as well. Yes.
Hemp seeds? Mm-hmm. I used to make hemp necklaces in high school.
Oh.
It's like the same thing, but you eat it.
Yeah.
And then
This is like a super seed blend. It has some flax seeds in there,
all
a little
the
extra fiber.
seeds.
Yeah.
Why? Just for added fat and like feeling fullness?
Yeah.
And
Fill
look
you
at
up.
that.
And then these
Should
are
we
our
try
smoothie
it?
bowls.
Can I
Yes.
try it? I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom so I get
Okay.
my chia
Blend it up a
almond
little bit.
milk pudding and my coconut snow.
Yum.
Ready?
What do you think? You think the kids will eat it?
I think the kids would eat it, actually. All right, guys, if you want this recipe and more, go to our #NotCheating series on Brit.co. Amira, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yes, thank you, Britt. Be sure to check out more at www.brit.co. We'll see you at the table very soon.
According to an article in The Independent, long lines for salads have made New Yorkers even angrier, causing outbursts that are usually reserved for the subway. The spike in salad popularity is likely due to the people's New Year's resolutions starting 2019 off on a healthy note, which is very annoying for Sweetgreen regulars like myself. I am very upset by these long lines. I just want to get my chicken pesto parm warm bowl and get out of there.
Whoa, that
Oh,
doesn't even sound healthy.
Yeah.
It's not that, well, wait a second. It's not that unhealthy, but definitely not one of the healthiest ones. Like the Harvest Bowl,
Harvest Bowl is what
which
I
I
get.
get,
What's
which
in
is
the
good.
harvest bowl?
It's like warm and it has kale, and then they put like, what kind of
Sweet
cheese is on it?
potatoes.
Yum.
There's like wild rice in
yes,
it,
wild
but
rice.
it's warm.
The
and it's
wild
chicken.
rice from Sweet Green is so good.
And just to be clear, the
it's
pesto
just like
parm's
that boxed rice
Yeah.
pilaf.
Oh yeah.
But the pesto
Rice
parm's
roti.
not that unhealthy.
Rice
But
roti.
anyway, this is really funny because, like, of course, New Year's resolutions, everyone wants to, like, eat healthier and stop drinking and whatever, and that lasts, like, a good 3 weeks or whatever. But in Midtown, apparently, like, the lines are so long, people are freaking out because they just want to get their lunch and get out.
Yeah.
But Sweetgreen's, like, saying, like, please use our, like, online to
Ordering,
go.
delivery.
Like, there's other ways to get around this. But, of course, New Yorkers just want to be angry, so let's just be angry.
I love in the Independent article, they're like, some guy in Midtown was in a line of 100 people, and he just goes, "You guys, fuck yourself." Like, it was like, dude, go to McDonald's. There's no lines there.
Well,
right
that's
now.
who probably went to McDonald's, like, a McFlurry and a burger. Like, that's like where...
Oh man, McDonald's is so good.
It really is. I mean, the resolutions thing is so, it's hard to stick to. Do you guys do it?
No, I don't do it because I think it's a trap if you wait until the new year to set goals.
Right.
So I'm just like constantly trying to be a better person every single day, year round.
Good job.
I agree with that. I think for the most part, having goals that you can just be like, all right, I'm gonna try and do these things throughout the year. That's a lot easier to handle than like, all right, starting Jan 1, salads every day.
But I will say, I agree with you mostly. Last year, my resolutions were move back to New York and get a new cool job, and
There you go.
one of those happened. I'm joking.
Wow.
Both of them happened.
Leave
Wow.
the, leave
Both
the
of them happened. I
table.
love my
Our
job.
boss just
They were big.
Those are almost not even resolutions.
Yeah,
Those
what-
are almost just like
Goals?
things you want. Like,
But weren't
like
they, like-
resolutions,
I
I
had to
view
work to get
resolutions
them.
more as like small things to do
like
every
my
day.
resolution this year, I choose things that are very small and that I need to do. So mine is to drink more water.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I tell myself to do that all the time, but like I was like, okay, I'm gonna really try.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, but I read this really interesting article that Fast Company wrote, and it said that you should actually start your resolution on March 4th. Because it gives you from now until then to actually set a plan and to talk to people and to find resources. And then in March, when you start, you're actually more likely
Holy
to keep
2
it
months
going.
of talking and planning about this water?
But think about it, if you're like psyching yourself up for it, you're like, I'm gonna drink so much water, and then you do it.
Oh my God, March 4th, you're gonna drown.
I'm gonna be peeing all the time.
Yeah, mine's a stretch.
To stretch
Stretch
more.
more.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because I told you.
She said when you
You're
get
a
older, things start
dancer.
happening. All of a sudden, I went on a run the other day, and my knee is now killing me. And I'm like, what happened? I just turned 25, and I'm getting pain.
It's contagious. It rubs off.
When
being
he
around
came
old
to me,
people.
he was like, Brittany, I mean, I don't want you to feel, what you told me is true. When you get older, things start to hurt. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's tough.
I started stretching after you told me you stretch every night before bed.
Yeah.
And I didn't wait for New Year's. I was like, oh, Brittany does it, I'll do it. I'll do anything Brittany does.
Do you feel lighter?
Yeah, I do. I can sort of get near my toes, kind of.
Good.
Sort of. Like I know where my toes are now.
That's good. Pilates specifically is about strengthening and lengthening.
Ooh, are you a Pilates instructor?
I do some Pilates.
Do you?
I'm about to have my first lesson ever tomorrow in Pilates. I've never done it before.
Oh, I love it.
ever.
On the reformer
Really?
machine?
I did Pilates yesterday.
I've never done it before.
It's good.
Are you gonna do it on the machine, the
I
reformer?
have no idea what
Pilates
it entails.
is like-
I just get a free Pilates, and I was like, I'll take it.
Pilates is like yoga's sexy brother.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
That's hot.
Or like much cooler cousin.
That's hot.
I love this really bougie conversation. Do you all do Pilates? Call us in.
Pilates and Sweet Green. We are so basic
It was
here.
so basic.
Then maybe that was our New Year's resolution.
Right.
To be more basic?
Yeah, we were like, we're too edgy. Let's get basic in 2019. My brain was like, what year is it? I like panicked when I had to say the year.
Have you had to write it yet?
No.
Oh.
Sometimes I panic when people ask me my age.
Oh, I don't know how old
I'm always
I
like,
am.
wait, I'm 20. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I
wrong
made
with you
someone
guys?
do the math for me the other day because I was like, I was born this year, and they were like, okay, let's figure it out together. And I was like, am I still here?
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I have so much shame about that. Everyone pretends they know their age. Like lots of people don't.
Because
know
most
their
people know their age.
age. No, not everyone.
Not everyone knows
That's
their
a front.
It's a
Yeah.
front.
I
It
think
is.
I've heard like when you turn 50 or you get older, it gets kind of hard. But like you're in your
Well,
20s, dude. You need to
doesn't-
get on that.
Doesn't Mariah Carey say she's like 13 forever because she's wanted to say her real age? She celebrates her like her 13th birthday every year or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, but Mariah's got a lot other.
That's a lot of other issues. That's one way around it.
She also sleeps 13 hours a day every day. So it's like 13, 13. I love numbers. Well, in other news, Andy Cohen is headed to the City of Stars. The Watch What Happens Live host is getting ready for fatherhood and taking his show to LA in preparation for the arrival of his new son. Cohen revealed the gender of the baby when he hosted CNN's New Year's Eve last week with Anderson Cooper. The coverage also saw Andy embark on a hilarious tirade about Times Square's no umbrella policy. Take a look.
Andy's taking a turn. He's taking a turn.
It's more than drizzling in Times Square. It's not putting a damper on anything, but I will say this. I had this umbrella. The lady from the Times Square Alliance came over and said, you have to get rid of the umbrella.
This has been going on for an hour and a half
off
already.
the air, and I said, I won't do it.
He was like,
No.
what are you going to do, arrest me?
Yeah, I go, get the paddy wagon, because that's what it's
That's
going to
a
take.
term- people don't
But
use that
now
term.
they are threatening to pull CNN's spot from the credential, from Times Square
It's like-
for next year.
This is like the Jim Acosta, Sarah Sanders thing.
Yeah, it really is. And I got to tell you something. This umbrella is such a threat to the Times Square Alliance. And what does the Times Square Alliance do besides F with my New Year's Eve? So, fine, here I am. Univision has their umbrellas over there. We stand with Univision.
They've removed their umbrellas.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Oh,
El Gordo took
great.
it down, yeah.
I mean, this is some
Yeah.
grade A BS.
I mean, from babies to umbrellas, we know he knows how to get what he wants, you know?
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, later on that night, he did stab Chrissy Teigen in the eye with his umbrella. So it's like, maybe we shouldn't have given him one.
It wasn't him, but Chrissy Teigen did get stabbed in the face.
Are you
with
sure it wasn't him?
Yeah, look, it wasn't him.
It
Who was it?
Who was it?
Yeah, and Chrissy Teigen is all right, everyone.
Oh, it's
Just
Leslie
so-
Jones.
She tweeted.
yeah.
Yeah.
She is all right.
And that's a bubble umbrella, which is usually the safe ones.
Right.
Right.
I will say, I know it's like rain sucks, but umbrellas are really dangerous. I think we should update them. Umbrella technology has not had any
I
advancements.
completely agree.
At all.
How is it that we're still using umbrellas?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
It's raining outside. The year's 2019. I have a stick and a piece of fabric on it. Let's
Do you have a
100%
better
agree.
solution?
Yes, I think we should create magnetic force fields that are like, okay. You're like, water
Cool.
can't touch me.
We'll
get
It's the
right on
future.
that.
Yeah, come on, we got AirPods, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this.
We can
I
do
believe in us.
Actually, I'm with you. The guy who invented the Dyson vacuum, I'm sure, has the technology to create
someone
some
is
sort of like
changing
wind
her
tube
tube,
around
see?
you. Well, I had to think of the science, and now we've got the
Oh,
science.
now we got the science.
You got the science. I know we have the science. This is the problem, is that people get so comfortable. We're like, oh, microwaves, they work good enough. Oh, umbrellas, my hair's okay. What about the dribble on your back, okay? Like, let's really
What
think
about your
about
legs?
this.
What about your
your
legs?
feet?
Yeah, there's so much more going on.
Yeah.
I mean, the one advancement we have made is the umbrella drop. The umbrella we just saw.
Oh, the bubble umbrellas, but you know what? Most people here in New York don't even use the bubble umbrellas. They got those cheap, spiky ones that cost $2, and they're killing people
And
on the
those
streets.
are weapons.
Those
and
are.
you should be worried.
They
Times
are
Square
weapons.
Alliance.
But can you imagine at the ball drop having a bunch of umbrellas? I mean, it would
No,
be
it's a
really
problem, it's a
dangerous.
problem.
The Times Square Alliance is a real organization. I think they're very important,
Well,
and I think they've
that's-
probably saved eyeballs.
That's the funniest thing. Who is the Times Square Alliance? I imagine they're these hooded figures that sit around a round table with a single light and just like hum satanic verses and decide the laws of Times
Right.
Square. Like how many Elmos there could be.
Exactly.
How the naked cowboy, how many songs he can sing. Like if Andy Cohen get an umbrella, just these council of weirdos, the Times Square Alliance. I want them to come on this show
Right.
if they do make
How long do we
appearances.
leave Bubba Gump open? Forrest Gump was like 30 years ago, but
Right.
people still go there.
And I love how like Andy
Happy.
Cohen is having like a meltdown and Anderson Cooper's just like fine. Like Anderson Cooper has like reported in war zones.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay.
Yeah, but did you see him try to take those shots?
Oh, yeah.
Every time he
Oh
took
my
a
God, that
shot, he
was
was like,
funny.
oh,
Anderson Cooper
I
could
was
not
like, are
handle
you
it.
okay?
Yeah, and Andy's like, sweetie, just like giving it right back.
I do love the balance of them as friends, though. It is so fun to watch them because Anderson is so straight-laced and can't even take a shot.
They're a great pair. They go on tour around the country and like been doing this for like 3 years,
Oh, yeah.
selling out everywhere. I love it. And I love that Andy's having a baby and going to LA for 4 weeks. I think it's really cool for the show.
Yeah,
and
he
it's-
goes to LA
Yeah, he
every
does.
once in a while anyway, so that's why I was like, this isn't really that big of a deal because he takes Watch What Happens Out there
Yeah.
like a couple times.
Yeah, watch what happens live. It's just a set. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where it is.
Totally,
And they get
yeah.
like
Really
better
on
guests in
inside
LA.
of all of us, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
And
Yeah.
there's 2 sets of housewives out there, Beverly Hills and Orange County. So it makes sense that he does some West Coast.
I only
you know,
really
taking-
recognize Beverly Hills.
He
Agree.
really
I agree.
comes back in February. Yeah, I'm
Can't
super
help it.
pumped for Andy. It's gonna be a great day.
I know, I'm excited for
Yeah.
it. Well, now it's time for today's guest. Voted People Magazine's Dad of the Year, Devon Still is an NFL veteran whose story has captivated many hearts across the nation. In his new book, Still in the Game, Devon shares his journey of how he was able to keep fighting even while everything was going against him and his family. Everyone, please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Devon Still.
Nice to meet you, Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Allie, nice to meet you.
Devon, how you doing?
Thanks for being here.
What's going on? Welcome to Build Brunch.
Thanks for having me.
What happened to your foot?
I had a little foot surgery to fix up some injuries I had playing football.
All right, you feeling good though?
I am, especially back there watching y'all. Y'all got a lot of energy on this
We
show.
try.
I told them I'm gonna have to step it up.
It's all the salad we're eating.
There we
giving
go.
us. We're
There
super
we
fresh.
go.
So your story is something that I think a lot of us heard, and we're so happy that Leah is in recovery. For those of you who don't know, your daughter Leah was diagnosed at 4 with stage 4 neuroblastoma.
Yes.
She's now cancer-free.
Yep.
So how's Leah doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
She's almost 4 years in remission. She's 8 going on 21, you know, 'cause she's growing up really fast. But just being able to see her just enjoy life, enjoy her childhood, it's amazing to see.
Yeah, and the story was so public.
Right.
What was that like at the time? Because you were in the headlines, you're still trying to take care of your daughter while you're trying to, pay for all these medical bills and playing in the NFL. What was that time like?
It was tough because my emotions was unfolded in front of the camera. Right? I wasn't able to do it behind closed doors and really understand what we were going through, my family and the journey. But I think that being vulnerable really is what inspired people. It allowed other families who were in the shoes that we were in to really see that it's okay to be weak sometimes, right? You just got to continue to fight and make it through your storms.
And I actually saw a recent interview with you on the Today Show. You said you actually had to learn how to be vulnerable with Leah.
Right. That's probably one of my biggest regrets is that I always tried to remain strong in front of her because she was getting treated in Philadelphia. I was in Cincinnati because I needed the insurance to pay for her treatment. So I was watching her change over the phone, over FaceTime, right? And all I wanted to do was to hug her and let her know it was going to be okay. But I tried to continue to hold myself together because I didn't want to break down and cry with her on FaceTime. So every time we would get off the phone, I would just start crying. And then when we were writing this book, I found out that every time Leah hung up the phone, she would go into the bathroom inside the hospital and start crying because she was trying to hold it together for me too.
Wow, she's so strong. Leah's strong though, that's why that
Exactly,
hashtag went viral. And so the book, we know your story. Why did you feel like it was important to put it in words?
To be honest, when I started to put together this press tour, I was thinking of, a punchline that I could tell everybody of, why I decided to write this book, why this book was so important. But honestly, for me, it was an assignment that I had, right? I just got injured. I had foot surgery, and I remember just laying on the couch because I was on all these pain medicines. And I woke up one day and Oprah was on TV, and she was interviewing Jack Canfield about his chicken soup for the soul and how these stories really inspired a lot of people. And in that moment, it's just like I heard a voice, not literally, but I heard a voice inside me that said, somebody out there needs to hear my story, needs to hear my testimony. So I got up off the couch, I went to my bedroom, and I started writing down all the things that I've been through in my life. And I put together this book because I want to show people throughout the struggles that I faced in my life that no loss is too great to stop your comeback, because as long as you're alive, you're still in the game.
That's awesome.
And speaking of your story, you did not have an easy childhood and faced a lot of struggles that many of us, and I would never truly understand. Did those struggles you faced as a kid help you in your professional and in your adult life now with Leah?
Definitely. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for the struggles I faced early on. I know a lot of us, we go through a lot of things in our life where we often question why. But when my daughter was diagnosed with cancer, I realized why I had to go through all the struggles that I went through, because it was preparing me for that moment that I could teach her how to beat this disease. And I remember one time in particular, we was in a hotel the night before her surgery. She had to go through a 7-hour surgery to remove the tumor from her stomach, and she was terrified, right? And she was laying on the bed, and I walked over to her, and I just started pulling up my pants legs, like showing her the scars on my knees and the scars on my ankle to show her I've been through surgery before, right? It's nothing to be scared about, because once you get out of this and you show people these scars, that means you survived whatever tried to break you. And if I didn't go through those 6 different surgeries on my way to the NFL, I wouldn't have been able to connect with my daughter in that moment and make her feel comfortable about her surgery.
Yeah, that's great. And you also have your own organization, the Still Strong Foundation, which helps assist families with children battling cancer. Can you tell us about that? I think it's amazing.
Yeah, so we started the Still Strong Foundation in 2015 to financially assist families who are battling cancer. One of the reasons why we started this foundation is because I remember a specific time we were in a hospital. Leah liked to go to the playroom a lot just to pass time. And when we walked into the room, there was a little girl around 8 years old sitting at the table with an IV pole next to her and chemo dripping into her body. And there was nobody around her. So we decided to sit at the table with her, and immediately she began to open up and tell us that, she spent a lot of time in a hospital by herself because she came from a single-parent home and her mom had to leave to go to work. And I just thought that was unacceptable for an 8-year-old to have to fight for her life in a hospital by herself. So we started this foundation where we could pay the household bills of these families and keep them in a hospital fighting with their child so they can hear their child is cancer-free like we did with Leah.
Oh,
Wow.
That is so amazing. That is really so touching and so important. In terms of your sort of personal journey, I know you played football in college at Penn State, and I'm curious how that influenced both your career and personal life that time.
Well, I guess it just taught me discipline, right? It taught me the lessons that are in this playbook, that you don't get out of life what you're not willing to work for, what you're not willing to struggle for. So often we want the end result, but not putting in the work. And I feel like when you do that, it's dangerous because once you get that end result, and if you didn't struggle for it, if you didn't learn the lessons along the journey, then it's going to be easier to lose. But when you put in that work and nobody hands you anything, once you get what you want out of life, it's going to be easier to keep it because you understand the sacrifices you made to get it.
Yeah. And you endured countless injuries during your career in the NFL. I mean, how did you keep yourself motivated during that time?
Because I talk about this a lot in my book. I have something where I call it accept failure but never accept defeat. You know, a lot of times we get frustrated, especially I heard you talking about New Year's resolutions. I believe like 80% of people fail by the second week of February because they're scared of failure, right? They fail one time, they're like, well, maybe I just need to put this resolution to the side because I already messed up. But you're gonna fail when you're trying new things, but you can't allow that to defeat you. I failed 6 different times on my way to the NFL with these injuries, and people thought I wasn't gonna make it to the NFL, but I didn't let those moments defeat me. I continued to push towards my goal. Leah failed her first clinical trial with cancer, and the cancer ended up spreading all over her body, but I taught her the difference between failure and defeat, and we continued to push ourselves, and 2 months later, she became cancer-free. So when people learn, especially millennials, to learn that you're gonna fail a lot, right? Like I plan on failing in 2019 a lot because I plan on trying a lot of things in this new year. Last year, I didn't try as many things that I believe I should have tried because of failure, but this year, I'm gonna make sure I fail a lot.
Yes.
Oh,
I
so
love that.
exciting.
I'm gonna fail a lot too.
Yeah.
I've been
I'm a
failing.
giant failure.
Yeah.
I know, don't try to fail. Don't try to fail, but just try new things. Yeah.
That makes you feel good.
What advice could you give, you know, just everyone who's feeling kind of like they're struggling, like they can't get away from those setbacks, that they're in it? Because it's very easy to spiral, you know, if you're not used to having a positive outlook on things like this and owning your scars.
Right. So what a lot of people may be experiencing right now is they started off 2019, they wanted their life to change, they set these New Year's resolutions for their life, but things haven't changed, right? And it's because a new year doesn't bring a new mindset.
Yeah.
No, a new mindset is what changes your life. A new mindset is what changes your year. So when you change the story that you've been telling yourself for so long, you can change your life. For me, that story was when I found out that Leah had a 50% chance of dying when she got this disease. Every decision I made was out of fear. Everything I did was out of fear because I kept telling myself I didn't want my daughter to die. But the moment that I realized that she still had a 50% chance of living, right? The moment I went from saying I don't want my daughter to die to saying I want my daughter to live, that's when our battle changed. So if people change the mindset, the perspective that they have about their life, that's when your year changes.
Yeah. Well, Devon, you are such a motivation to so many people, and we are so happy to hear that Leah is thriving and healthy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And everyone, make sure to pick up a copy of Still in the Game wherever books are sold. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same table.